Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paśyatya Deśtarine. Hare Krishna. Continuing our study from Śrī Vālmīki Rāmāyaṇa. So yesterday we saw that King Daśaratha has a desire to have a son. And to have a son, he wanted to perform the Aśvamedha sacrifice. And his decision was very much appreciated by all the ministers and the sages. Hare Krishna. So today is the chapter 9, which is the conversation between Sumantra and Daśaratha. There are a lot of details. Today I was going through the sections of Ramayana, of Vālmīki Rāmāyaṇa. It has very elaborate details. Very, very elaborate details. Anyway, we'll see what all we can cover. Hare Krishna. Ramya, where is Dayashil Prabhu?
Krishna Prabhuji, he is here, Prabhuji.
Where? Haribol, Dayashil Prabhu? In your 3 days of sadhana report, you are writing hearing 0. What does that mean?
So, yeah, Prabhuji, so I had to complete in the evening, so I could not hear properly.
I will speak to you, Prabhu. I will have to speak to you. Okay, we'll go on the 9th chapter. Sumantra briefly submits unto Daśaratha in privacy that Sanat Kumar had stated that the cause of the generation of children for Daśaratha would be Ṛśyaśṛṅga, who would be brought by the king of Anga in order to end the famine there. So this is some very confidential aspect which is being shared between the king and his most confidential minister. Etac śrutvā rahaḥ sūto rājānam idam abravīt ṛtvigbhir upadiṣṭo purā-vṛtto mayā. Hearing the king's order to prepare for the Aśvamedha sacrifice, we saw the orders were given by King Daśaratha. Sumantra met the king privately and told him, the priest headed by Vasiṣṭha have instructed you to perform a sacrifice which I have heard about in an historical narration. He then hints at the extraordinary reason for the descent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in 3 chapters. Sūta here indicates Sumantra, who functioned as King Daśaratha's charioteer and minister. So this name will be there because I was reading the further section of Ramayana when Lord Ram goes to exile. So there, this word Sūta is there always. So Sūta is referring to whom? To Sumantra. Although he is one of the principal ministers, but he also performed the function of King Daśaratha's charioteer. He met the king privately, that is, he came to the inner quarters of the and spoke to the king. Sanat Kumaro Bhagavan Purvam Kathivan Katham Rishinam Sannido Rajam Tava Putra Gamam Prati. Walking in the presence of the sage, the powerful Sanat Kumar had spoken in the past of a future incident concerning your attainment of a son. The Sumantra is bringing some predictions forward from the history. This answers the question, how did you hear about this? One may ask, Maharaj Daśaratha may not be knowing, and how could Sumantra be knowing? Sanat Kumar is referred to here as Bhagwan, for he had knowledge of the future. Sanatana Goswami notes at the end of the Digdarshani commentary of his Bhagavatamritam, one who knows the future and fortune, the birth and rebirth, the ignorance and enlightenment of all beings can be called Bhagavan. So great personalities are called Bhagavan. Like many times Narad Muni is called Bhagavan. So is Sanat Kumar. Even at times Shukadeva Goswami is also referred as Bhagavan. Lord Shiva is referred as Bhagavan. Lord Brahma is referred as Bhagavan. Of course, this conveys a restricted sense of expression, Bhagavan. As well established by Srila Jiva Goswami in his Bhagavad Sandarbha, the expression Bhagavan in its full, ultimate and unrestricted sense refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna and his eternal plenary expressions. Kashyapasya tu putro asti vibhadanka iti śrutaḥ Śrīśṛṅga iti khyātas tasya putro bhavishyati. Kashyap, that is the sage Kashyap, had a son known as Vibhandaka. He will have a son known as Ṛśyaśṛṅga. Savane nitya samvriddho munirvana charasada Nanyam janati viprendro nityam putra anuvata. Always growing up in the forest, that sage would always be a forest dweller. The best of the toys born will not know anyone else, village or villagers, because of always being with and following his father. Some of you might be knowing the story of this sage Ṛśyaśṛṅga. Dvaivedhyam brahmacharasya bhavishyati mahatmana lokesha pratitam rajan viprascha kathitam sada. O king, it will be well known among the populace and described by the Brahmana that his great soul brahmacharya will be contested. Though his brahmacharya will be well known to the populace, it will be broken by association with women. Another meaning of this verse is the brahmacharya of this great soul will be of two kinds as described. That which is well known in the world as brahmacharya with total abstinence, characterized by its practitioner wearing a belt of straw garment of deer skin, a rod, and so on. Very great ascetic. And that which involves engaging in sexual activity with his legitimate wife. Okay. So these details are given. You don't need not go into those details. Tas evam vartamanasya kalasama abhivrata agnim shushu manasya vitram cha yashashvina. Ṛśyaśṛṅga will pass his time serving the sacred sacrificial fire. And his famous father and guru, Vibhandaka. Sumantra now describes how Ṛśyaśṛṅga, who was a brahmachari of the first type, by serving the fire and his father became a brahmachari of the second type. First type and second type. Etasmin kale tu romapada pratapvan Angeshu pratito raja bhavishyati mahabala. At that time, a powerful Rompad of great strength will be famous as the king of Anga. So, At that time, in the first phase of Brahmacharya of Ṛśyaśṛṅga, there was the great king named Romapad, and he ruled the country called Anga. Anga is a country. Tasya vratigbhir rājānam bhavishyati sudharuna anavrittishye suhogro vaisarvabhut-bhayāvyah. Because of king's transgress of dharma, tasya vratikramat. Vratikramat means transgression of dharma. There be very dreadful and terrible drought, so fearful to all creatures. Sudharuna means very dreadful, indicates that the drought in Anga will last for a long period of time. And Sughora means very terrible, indicates that the drought will spread throughout all part of Rompa's kingdom. So there is a story, and within the story is a new story. What was the story? The story was Sanat Kumar telling about Ṛśyaśṛṅga, the sage. And within the story of Ṛśyaśṛṅga is the story of Maharaj Rompad, who is the ruler of Anga. So hear attentively. Anavrishyam tu vrittayam raja dukkha samanvita Brahmanam śrutā vṛddhamscha samaniya pravakṣyati. Filled with distress over the drought that will come about, the king will call the Brahmanas who have matured by learning several scriptures from several teachers and speak as follows. So this is all within the kingdom of Anga, where Maharaj Rompad was ruling, and somehow he transgressed some of the religious principles, and there was the implication in the form of the severe drought. So he was finding some solution. So he called for the Brahmanas and he asked for the solution from the scriptures, from several teachers, and spoke as follows. Bhavanta shruti dharmano lokacharitra vedina samadhishantu niyamam priyashchitam yatha bhavet. All of you have learned about Vedic dharma and you know about the behavior of people. Therefore, please instruct me about the duties I should carry out, so that there is an atonement for my sin, the root cause of this drought. So he was a very God-fearing king. By accident, this transgression happened. But as we see, he is saying, please instruct me about the duties I should carry out, so that there is an atonement for my sin. He wanted to do priyashchitam. And he did not want his people to suffer for his sin. So he is asking for some scripture solution. Vakshyanti te mahipalam brahmana vedaparaga vibidhanka sutam rajan sarvopare ihanaya. The Brahmanas who have thoroughly studied the Vedas will reply to that king. This is all conversation between Maharaj Daśaratha and Sumantra. So Sumantra is speaking. O king, bring the son of Vibhandaka here by all means. Considering that the greatest atonement is to give one's kanya in charity to a pure brahmachari, they will speak as noted here. Annaya cha mahipala ṛśyaśṛṅgam sushakritam priyacha kanyam shantam va vidhina sushamahita. O king, very respectfully bring Ṛśyaśṛṅga without any further consideration. Give your daughter Shanta in marriage to Ṛśyaśṛṅga, according to the scripture injunctions, with full attention. So this was the solution, that to bring that very celibate monk Ṛśyaśṛṅga to his kingdom and get him married to the princess of Anga, the daughter of Maharaj Raupad. And very interesting. Just remember, another secret will be revealed later. And give your daughter Shanta in marriage. This was the solution, according to scripture injunctions, with full attention. What it means to be with full intention, that king should not be affected mentally. He should not lament that he had to give his daughter, his princess, to the brahmachari bhikshu. Tesham tu vachanam śrutvā rājā cintam prapāsyate keno prayena vaisakyam yahanetum va viryavan. Hearing their words, the king will fall into anxiety, thinking by what means can that powerful practitioner of brahmacharya be brought here? Tato raja vinishchitya saha mantribhir atmavan purohitam amatyam cha tatha preshyatis shatpitan. Then after consulting his ministers and ascertaining a solution, the intelligent king will send his priests and respected ministers to bring Ṛśyaśṛṅga from the forest. So this is what the king was thinking, that I will send the priests and my ministers to bring Ṛśyaśṛṅga from the forest. Etu rājna vacha śrutvā vihatita vinatmana nagacchema rishirvhita anuneshyanti tamripam. But upon hearing those words of the king, they will become distressed and dense. With their hearts turned down, they will tell him, frightened of the stage, Vibhandaka, we will not go and console the king. But the ministers, they did not have the courage or the strength or the spiritual potency to go and face Ṛśyaśṛṅga or more his father, Vibhandaka. They will console the king, we will not be able to go, but we will think of means to bring Ṛśyaśṛṅga and tell you. So this is what happened. Vakshyanti chintayitva te tasyo payamscha tatsamam aneshyamo vayam vipram nacha dosha bhavishyati. Thinking of appropriate ways to bring Ṛśyaśṛṅga, they will tell the king, we will bring that Brahmana, there will be no problem. The sage, Vibhandaka, need not worry that there would be a problem in Ṛśyaśṛṅga that adherence to brahmacharya. The ministers assured the king that they will bring him without compromising his vow of celibacy. Thus the sage, Vibhandaka, would not pronounce a curse upon them, and thus the thought will not remain anymore. Evamanga adhipeneva kanikabhi risheshuta anito varshayadeva shanta chasmai pradiyate. In this manner, the king of Anga had 40 sons bring Vibhandaka's son Rishi. The cloud poured down rain and Shanta was given to Ṛśyaśṛṅga in marriage. Good, fast forward. Not much is mentioned. Having concluded relating which Sanat Kumar had said, Sumantra stated this: the ministers had Ṛśyaśṛṅga brought the way they had promised the king. Ṛśyaśṛṅgastu jamata putram stava vidhasyati Sanat Kumar kathitam etavad vyahartam mayā. Your son-in-law, Ṛśyaśṛṅga, will help you get sons. Now this is the catch. Catch, who can catch? Sonika is smiling. She knows the story. Huh? Who is speaking to whom? Manora?
Prabhuji, Sumantra is speaking to King Daśaratha.
Okay. So what is he saying now? He is saying your son-in-law Ṛśyaśṛṅga will help you get sons. Sanat Kumar spoke this and I have related it to you. How Ṛśyaśṛṅga becomes the son-in-law of Daśaratha? Anyone knows? No, Ramya's hand is also up. Yes, Ramya?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Santa was first born to King Dasaratha and Mata Kausalya, and
Yes.
Kausalya's sister married to the king of Anga, that is Rompad, and they adopted Santa.
Yeah.
In that,
This is perfect.
son-in-law of Dasaratha.
So Maharaj Rompad, daughter Shanta was actually not his daughter. It was the daughter of King Daśaratha and Kausalya Mata. And they gave their daughter to Maharaj Rompad because he was not having any child. And Ṛśyaśṛṅga married Shanta. So Ṛśyaśṛṅga became the son-in-law of Daśaratha and all the Ayodhyās, Ayodhyā Vasis. So now this secret has been disclosed that your son-in-law Ṛśyaśṛṅga will help you get sons. Sanat Kumar spoke this and I have related it to. Ṛśyaśṛṅga is the son-in-law of Rompad and Daśaratha too, for Shanta was Daśaratha's seminal daughter given to Rompad in adoption. This is the secret. Krishna says that Janma Karam Cha Me Divyam. So there is always something which is between the lines. Ato Rishta Daśaratha Sumantram Pratayo Abhasata Yatha Rishe Sangastu Anito Vistarena Tvayochetam. Then Daśaratha replied to Sumantra with pleasure, tell me in detail how Ṛśyaśṛṅga was brought. So this long story will come. He is not satisfied that Ṛśyaśṛṅga got married to Shanta and he came and the brought was over. Okay, I will skip that chapter. I will not detail that chapter because we have to go to Lord Ram's birth. Okay, so purposefully I will not take that chapter. I will come to the next chapter, which is Ṛśyaśṛṅga comes to Ayodhyā. Daśaratha brings Ṛśyaśṛṅga to Ayodhyā. That was the purpose for Lord Ram to advent. Before we reach Ayodhyā, I am trying if we can reach there. Daśaratha reached Anga with the help of Rompad, brought Ṛśyaśṛṅga and his wife Shanta to Ayodhyā. This will continue. Huyeva cha Rajendra Shrinu me. Anyone knew that Lord Ram had a elder sister? Of course, I know. Do you know? Ravinder, were you knowing? And how much elder?
I don't know.
So this is the news. So don't go by the serial Ramayana. Most of the facts are unknown. You cannot have Google as guru or TV serial as scripture. It can never happen. It will never happen. The real thing will never be known. Okay, going forward. Huya eva cha Rajendra shunu me vachanam hitam yatha sadev pravara kathāyameva abravīt. O best of king, listen again to my beneficial words that the best of celestial Sanat Kumar spoke in this narration. Having answered Daśaratha's question, Sumantra introduces the rest of the history. Ikshvakunam kulejato bhavishyanti sudharmika raja Daśaratho nama Shriman Satya Pratishvara. A very dharmika, prosperous king true to his promises named Daśaratha will take birth in the dynasty of Ikshvaku descendants. Angarajena sakhyam cha tasya rajo bhavishyati kanya cha sya mahabhaga shantanama bhavishyati. He will become friend of the king of Anga dynasty, who? Daśaratha. He will have greatly fortunate daughter named Shanta. Putrastha angasya rājānam turomapad iti śrutā angarajam Daśaratho gamishyati mahayasha. The descendants of King Anga will be known as Romapad. The greatly famous Daśaratha will approach him. There's a long history given, I will not go into that. Anapatyosmi dharmatma shanta bharata mam kritum arahita vayagnatva shantartham kulasya cha. He will say, who? Rompad, I am childless, O dharmika soul. Therefore, for the continuation of my family, and so that I may have a child, let Shanta's husband perform a sacrifice with your permission. So, this is Daśaratha reading to Maharaj Rompad. I am childless, O dharmic soul. Therefore, for the continuation of my family, so that I may have a child, let Shanta's husband, that is Ṛśyaśṛṅga, perform a sacrifice with your permission. Śrutvā raja atha tad vakyam manasa sa vichintya cha pradasyanti putravantam shanta bharatam atmavan. Hearing the words of that king and contemplating about it with the mind, the intelligent Rompad will give him Shanta's husband, who could give Daśaratha a son. Rompad thought within his mind about Daśaratha's request. He did not consult his ministers. Ṛśyaśṛṅga, the husband of Shanta, is described here as Putravantam, who could give Daśaratha a son. Putravantam can also mean he who has a son, indicating that Ṛśyaśṛṅga had a son. Pratigriha chatam vikram sa raja vigata jvara aharshyanti tam yagnam rahastena antaratmana. Receiving that Brahmana, King Daśaratha, free from anxiety, will perform the sacrifice with a delighted mind. Kantaraja Daśaratho yastu kama pitanjali Ṛśyaśṛṅgam dvijashreshtam varishyati dharmavir. With a desire to carry out such a sacrifice, with palms joined in supplication, King Daśaratha, the knower of dharma, will accept the best of the twice born, Ṛśyaśṛṅga, as his priest. Yagnartham prasavartham cha swargartham cha janeshvara lavate cha satam kamam vipramukhya vishampati. Hare Krishna. that king of men, the lord of the Vaishyas, will be able to perform the desire-fulfilling sacrifice to the chief of the Brahmanas for the sake of the Yajna, so that he would have children for the sake of attaining heaven. So the purport says, why did he accept Ṛśyaśṛṅga to perform the sacrifice? This sacrifice was called as Putra-Kameshti Yajna. Putra-Kameshti Yajna. Kam means the desire. What was the desire? To have the son. A person who does not have a son does not have a superior destination in his life and next life according to the Shruti. Putrastasya bhavishyanti chatvaro amita vikrama vamsa pratishṭhankara sarvalokeshu vishrutā. He will have 4 sons of unbounded prowess, who will firmly establish his dynasty and who will be famous in all the worlds. Evam sa dev pravara purvam kathitvam katham sanat kumaro bhagavan purodeva yuge prabhu. Thus the best of the celestial, the ancient, the powerful master Sanat Kumar spoke in the past as Satyuga. Satvam purusha shardula tam ananya kushashkritam Aśvamedha cha rājendra gatva sabala vahana. O tiger among men, the Lord of Kings, being desirous of sons, personally go with your army and in your vehicle and bring that great honorable one. Go personally, don't just send your priest. So this is the recommendation. Sumantrasya vacha śrutvā hristo Daśaratha abravīt. Upon hearing Sumantra's word, Daśaratha became delighted. Anumanya Vasiṣṭhaṃ ca sūta vakyam nishamya ca Shantapura sahamatya Vayayu yatra sadvija. Taking permission from Vasiṣṭha, see the culture. He did not abruptly move. He took the permission from Vasiṣṭha, who is his Kulguru, chief priest. Hearing the words of Sumantra, Daśaratha went to his queens and ministers to Rompa city, where the Brahman Ṛśyaśṛṅga resides. King Daśaratha took Vasiṣṭha's permission, lest Vasiṣṭha take offense on the king's calling upon others. He related what Sumantra had told him. From this verse, it is understood that Sumantra once again related the events foretold by Sanat Kumar, this time in the presence of Vasiṣṭha. It was then that Vasiṣṭha permitted Daśaratha to go. Daśaratha went with his queens to express their affection to his son-in-law Ṛśyaśṛṅga and bring Shanta along with him. Daśaratha was careful in dealing with Vasiṣṭha because, see, very important, he never transgressed or did not do any maryāda vyatikrama. Daśaratha was careful in dealing with Vasiṣṭha because worship of the perfect qualified Brahmana is one of the austerities of the body according to the Vedic literature, as specifically noted in Bhagavad Gita. Vanani saritasceva vyatikramya shane shane abhichakrama tam desham yatra ve munipangava. Gradually crossing over the forest and river, he reached that place where the best of the sages lived. Asadhyatvam dvijasreshtam romapada samipagam rishiputram dadarshado dipyamanam ivanalam. Having arrived at that place, he first saw the best of the twice born, the son of the sage Vibhandaka, shining like fire next to Rompa. He saw Ṛśyaśṛṅga before seeing Rompa to show his abundant devotion to him. Tato rājya yatha nyāyam pūjam chakre visheshata sakhitvatas daśarajna prahashtena antaratmana. Then King Rompa offered special honor unto King Daśaratha as per scripture directions. out of friendship with him and with a delighted mind. This is how the etiquette was. So how Daśaratha Maharaj was received by King Rompad. Romapadena chakyatam rishiputre adhimata sakhyam sambandhakam cheva tadatam pratipujayat. Rompad informed the intelligent son of the sage about their friendship and relationship. Then Ṛśyaśṛṅga honored Daśaratha. Rompad informed Ṛśyaśṛṅga about his friendship with Daśaratha and that he was the seminal father of Shanta. He informed both. Evam suk satvitastena sahoshitva naro rishabha saptashta divasan rājānam idam abravīt. Being nicely honored and having stayed there for 7 or 8 days with him, King Daśaratha, the Lord of Men, told the following to King Rompad. Shanta tava sutarajan saha bhadra vishampate madiyam nagaram yatu karyam hi mahad udyatam. O King, O Lord of the Vaishyas, let your daughter Shanta come with her husband to my city. He is not saying, let my daughter. Maharaj Daśaratha is saying, O King, O Lord of the Vaishyas, let your daughter Shanta come with her husband to my city. I have undertaken a grand activity. Tatheti raja samshrutya gamanam tasya dhimata uvacha vachanam vipra gacha tvam saha bharyaya. Agreeing with him, King Rompad decided that the intelligent Ṛśyaśṛṅga would go. So he spoke the following words to the Brahmana. Please go with your wife. Rishi putra pratishrutya taheti ihanipam tada sanipena abhi anujita rayayu sahabhagyaya. Hearing this, the sage son told the king, all right. Having bidden farewell to the king, he departed with his wife. Tav tavanyanyo anjalim pitva sneha. Once. Hearing this, the sage son told the king, all right. Having bidden farewell to the king, he departed with his wife. Having respected each other through Anjali and having embraced each other out of affection, Daśaratha and the heroic Ropada rejoiced. Tatha sudram aprachyan upadiṣṭo raghunandana parebhya pare parishayam asadhutam Vasiṣṭha. Having taken permission from his friend Rompad, the descendant of Raghu departed. He sent swift messengers to the citizens. Kriyatam nagaram sarvam shiprameva svalankritam bhupitam shikta samsartam pataka-bhir alankritam. Quickly have the entire city well decorated, perfumed with incense, watered, cleansed, and ornamented with flags. Alankritam means ornamented. And how it was ornamented? By pataka-bhir, by the flags. Swalankritam indicate that King Daśaratha wanted Ayodhyā to be decorated with flowers, plantain, trees, etc. Tata praharsta puraste śrutvā rājānam agata tatha chakros tatak sarvam ragnaya trifeshtitam. Merely upon hearing the king's message, delighted that he had almost arrived, the citizens of Ayodhya did everything he had said. Tatha swa alankritam raja nagaram praveshishasaha shankha dhundubi nirghosha purā-vṛtto dvija rishabham. Thus, keeping the best of the toys from in front of him, the well-decorated king entered the city along with the sounds of conch and drum. Tatha pramodita sarve dishtva tam nagaram dvijam praveshyamanam sakritya narendra karmana. Seeing the twice-born sage entering the city and honored by King Daśaratha, who himself was as powerful as Indra, all of the citizens became satisfied. Antapuram praveshyami, antyapuram praveshyena, pujam kritva vidhanata, kritakrityam tadatmanam, mene tasyo bhavanat. Having brought Ṛśyaśṛṅga to the inner quarters, having honored him according to the scriptural regulations, Daśaratha considered himself accomplished in his goal because of having brought him here. Antapura striye sarva shantam dishtva tathangatam saha vṛttya vilakshinam vṛttyanandam upagamam. Noticing that the large-eyed Shanta had arrived with her husband, all the ladies of the inner quarters became happy with love. That the ladies of the inner quarters, that is inside the palace, where no male is allowed, ladies of the inner quarters became happy with love on seeing Shanta with her husband in Ayodhyā, indicate that even when she had been a Kanya, she used to occasionally visit Ayodhyā. Last verse. Pujyamanam tatabhi saragna cheva visheshata uvasa tat sakita kanchit kalam saharidvija. Honored by them and especially by the king, she lived there happily for some time with Ṛśyaśṛṅga, the priest. Shanta was specially honored by the king because he was her seminal father. So now we will hear about the Putra. First we will hear about the Aśvamedha Yajna and then the Putra Kameshti Yajna. Hare Krishna. Anyone who wants to contribute, speak something? Yes, Sonika?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a doubt. Here Sanat Kumar is mentioned. Is he from that four Kumars?
Yes, of course. He is the fourth Kumar. He is the prominent of these four Kumar, Sanat Kumar. The four sages is Sanat Kumar. They mentioned. This is what who said? Sūta said. Sūta. New word for Sumantra is Sūta. I was reading today, and when Lord Ram was going in the exile, so he was mentioning this word Sūta. And I was wanting to search out that where is this Sūta coming from? Sūta Goswami. So he is that Sūta. Sumantra is a very, very confident minister. It's not like a minister. He is like, very intimate member. So he is making Maharaj Daśaratha remember how he will receive the son. He is like the old Jambavant who was there in Lord Ram's army. Hare Krishna. Śrī Vālmīki Rāmāyaṇa ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Please tune your consciousness so that we may actually go and get a feel of Ayodhyā and Chitrakoot. Hare Krishna.